grain, sourdough, and einkorn. 180 grams of sourdough starter. I ended up putting 210 grams of sourdough starter because I wanted to use it all up. But I would actually recommend that you don't use whole wheat einkorn for your sourdough starter like this here, because it tends to make, from my experience, it too sour. Okay, now we are going to add 400 grams of warm water. This is as hot as my tap will go, and that's about 105 or 110. We have a heater and a filter system in our water, so we don't use filtered water, but I do recommend it. And then I would just heat it up for at least 30 to 40 seconds in your microwave. Now, whisk that all together, and you want it well combined with your water before you add your flour. Now I'm adding my wheat berries, Einkorn wheat berries, to my coffee grinder. I have a mock mill on the way. It won't be here until March though, because they're on back order. So I am just using a coffee grinder that grinds very fine until then. Now 600 grams of whole wheat einkorn flour. Now after you mix this together, you're going to have a nice shaggy dough, and then you're going to let it sit for 25 minutes. This is very important for einkorn flour, and because it needs to absorb all the moisture in the water, and it takes a while. Now I'm doing stretch and folds after I let it sit for 20 minutes. And after that, I can do these stretch and folds every 15 minutes. And I do a total of 3 stretch and folds just like this. And then after that, I shape it into a ball after my 3 stretch and folds every 15 minutes. A total of 3 times. Now after that, you're going to let it sit in the bowl in a nice warm spot in your house under proofing, or I put mine on a heating pad because it's kind of cool right now. It's winter, and it rose to double by the time we got home, and it rose in 4 hours. So 4 to 6 hours, and then because I used whole wheat starter in this, I would literally try to bake it that evening, but I put it into another tight ball and then put it into my Banneton basket. And then later on, after about half an hour or so, I put it in my fridge to proof overnight. I would not do this if you use the einkorn starter. It got much too sour and not real bad like I've tasted before with einkorn starter, but I should have just used all-purpose and won't do that again. I always spray my top of my bowl cellophane there, just so that it doesn't stick to it. So here it is in my Banneton basket, and what I'm doing is I've got my Dutch oven that's been in my oven for almost an hour now. It's 7:40 in the morning, and I've done my chores outside, so I'm coming in after letting my oven run for a while. And now I'm going to release this, and I made sure to put all-purpose flour on top of this. You can put any kind of flour, but do not use your einkorn flour because einkorn flour will let it adhere to the basket instead of helping make it not stick. And so I do a nice little design, a half moon, of course, and this is still cold. One of the things when I shaped it, I really kind of made the ball a little smaller, and so it didn't rise much in the fridge overnight, but it sure added that flavor. So if you really want that einkorn flavor, guys, or that really sour flavor, you will get it if you leave it overnight. So next time I will try this without that einkorn starter. I will do it just with plain starter and see what happens. I've had bad luck, a lot of bad luck with einkorn, not all purpose, but with einkorn whole wheat flour making the sourdough just really sour. So this is not, it's tolerable, but it is sour. So it turned out the texture and everything is exactly what I wanted. So I would try this recipe. I will leave the recipe below, and it's a good recipe. It's just not the best recipe. That's one tweak I would make on it is that. Now let's get this in our Dutch oven at 450 for 30 minutes, and then we're going to take off that Dutch oven top, the lid, after that 30 minutes. And I let this go for about another 8 minutes after that. The recipe says 10 or 20 minutes. I don't like my loaf really dark. If you like it really dark, that's perfect, but I would never do that much time. So I did it 8 minutes and it turned out perfect for us. Now we're taking it out and you can see how much time I still have on that timer. I'm checking if it's done for sure. It is done enough for me, so let's check it out. Whole grain sourdough and einkorn. Whole grain sourdough, a beautiful loaf. It probably would have went a little bit better and risen a little bit better if I had the flour right. When I was in the middle of making this bread, I was measuring out my flour and my scale quit on me just as I was measuring out the last bit of flour. So I will leave this recipe below. It's a pretty simple recipe, so it's a good recipe for beginners. But this is the first sourdough loaf that has turned out this way. It has risen pretty nicely. Again, it would probably rise even a little better if I had maybe the right kind of flour, because after I put the flour in that I added, it seemed a little bit hard. I should have added in maybe a little bit slower. I thought maybe, okay, well, each scoop that I was taking out of my grinder seemed to be, because I'm right now using a coffee grinder. Once I get my mock mill in March, it should work a lot better and make it a lot finer flour, but still smells amazing. Can't wait to break into this, but we'll have to wait a little while. I think it would do better with stretch and folds too if I had the right mixture of flour, but I was able to get the scoring in there, to get that little wheat berry up there. I've been making sourdough for 7 years, and to get a whole grain einkorn loaf to look this good, I'm very happy with it. So my last sourdough einkorn bread recipe was half of the flour, and then the rest was, I think it was like 1 3/4 cups, whole wheat einkorn, and the rest was all-purpose flour. If you want a link to that recipe, I'll leave that below. that video in the description. I will also leave this recipe below in the description. Pretty simple. The day before I made this recipe, I took out just a little bit of my starter, which is all-purpose einkorn, because it seems like when you do a starter with whole wheat einkorn, it gets super sour. So I stopped doing that and just did all-purpose for my starter. So I didn't want it to get too sour. So I took out just a little bit of my all-purpose einkorn flour and then fed that with whole wheat einkorn. So there was only like maybe a tablespoon of all-purpose in this whole thing. So, and then I dusted it with a little bit of all-purpose, just regular flour. You can dust it with rice or whatever, but you don't want to dust it in your Banneton with all whole wheat or einkorn, because the problem is that it sticks too much to that Banneton. You also want to, before you put it in your Banneton, you want to shape it very well. And what I did is I just took it out, and I'm sorry I didn't do that. Long story short, we got stuck in the snow yesterday coming home, and so I was late coming home, but came home to a beautiful risen proofed loaf, bulk risen loaf of bread in my pantry where it's the warmest. And so I was very excited, and I forgot to film me shaping that. And how I shaped that is that I just took it out with wet hands, just like you saw me wetting my I wetted my hands every time I was doing stretch and folds on this. I took it out with very nice wet hands, and then I just kept on collecting it on the bottom of the bread, and so it gave it a nice puff and a nice form, and then put it in my Banneton basket with a little all-purpose flour. Again, you can use rice flour. There we go. It's dense, but that's okay. Give it a taste while it's still warm. Okay guys, let's give it a taste. That's really good.
I saw one of the somebody's
God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned as much as I did, because I did learn a lot in this video.